The Splendor of Marchesa Brigida Spinola Doria, a portrait by Sir Peter Paul Rubens. In the year 1606, Sir Peter Paul Rubens, one of the most celebrated painters of the Baroque era, visited the city of Genoa in Italy. There, he was commissioned to paint the portrait of Marchesa Brigida Spinola Doria, a young and beautiful noblewoman who had recently married Giacomo Massimiliano Doria, a member of one of the most powerful families in the Genoese Republic. The portrait, which is now displayed in the West Building, main floor, Gallery 42 of the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C., is a stunning example of Rubens' skill and style. It depicts the Marchesa from the knees up, standing in a majestic setting of red drapery and green marble columns. She wears a lavish satin gown of champagne white, adorned with gold and jewels, and a white cloak lined with amber gold. Her hair is arranged in tight curls under a pearl, gold, and feather headdress, and she wears a pearl earring and a lace ruff. She holds a fan in her right hand, and looks at the viewer with a slight smile and a confident gaze. Rubens used light and color to create a vivid and dynamic portrait that captures the essence of the Marchesa's personality and status. The light, coming from the left, illuminates her face and dress, creating expressive folds and contrasts. The red of the drapery adds a dramatic touch, while the green of the columns suggests stability and harmony. The diagonals of the architecture create a sense of movement and depth, and also indicate that the portrait was meant to be seen from below, as if the viewer were looking up at the Marchesa from a lower position. The portrait of Marchesa Brigida Spinola Doria is not only a remarkable work of art, but also a historical document that reveals the culture and society of Genoa in the early 17th century. The Marchesa was one of the many noble women who played an important role in the political and economic affairs of the city, as well as in the patronage of the arts. She was also a descendant of Andrea Doria, the famous admiral and statesman who had liberated Genoa from French domination in 1528. Her portrait reflects her pride and dignity, as well as her elegance and grace. Rubens, who had lived and studied in Italy for 9 years, was deeply influenced by the Italian Renaissance and Baroque masters, such as Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, Titian, and Caravaggio. He also admired the classical sculptures and monuments of ancient Rome and Greece. He combined these influences with his own originality and creativity, and developed a distinctive style that made him one of the most influential and prolific painters of his time. His portraits, in particular, are renowned for their realism, vitality, and richness. The portrait of Marchesa Brigida Spinola Doria is one of the many masterpieces that Rubens created during his career, and one of the finest examples of his portrait painting. It is a testament to his artistic genius, and to the splendor of the Marchesa and her era.